Harvey Live. I'm Mike Goodkind.
I'm Sasha Canner.
And this will be our last Harvey Live of the year.
Yes, it will. We came a long way, from the beginning of the year, editing them down, uploading them online to a Harvey Live show every single day by the spring term. So it's really wonderful. We're going to open up the show with Kevin McCarroll talking about Ms. Boltz's recent award.
Thanks, Sasha and Mike. In Harvey News, Ms. Boltz received a citation from the Westchester Regional EMS Council for her life-saving efforts in this past August. She said this about the event.
I basically was volunteering down at the local ambulance corps, which I've been doing for about a year. I started volunteering in June, and this was a call that I received in August 23rd. And we received a call, 911 call, being dispatched for a CPR in progress, man down. We arrived on scene to find the police officer that was there, was performing CPR and basically needed help. So we rushed to the scene, we took over compressions and CPR, we hooked up an AED and actually was able to shock twice with the AED machine and actually brought a rhythm back. So we then were able to load onto the stretcher, rush to the hospital, and the guy wound up walking out, I believe, a week later.
I also asked her how this event affected her.
It was pretty amazing. It was definitely the first time that's ever happened to me, obviously, and it was an amazing experience. It was one of those experiences that kind of propels you to do something else with your life. So I was actually a crew person on that crew, which means that there was an EMT in charge and was kind of directing me as to what to do. That call in particular kind of propelled me to actually go to an EMT class myself, and I actually did start school in September after the call in August, and received my EMT certification in December. So now I'm a licensed EMT, and basically I'm extremely excited about this portion of my life.
Heroic effort on her part and a significant event in her life. Also, the Senior Day of Service took place this week. The Service Learning class spent this term researching, organizing, planning, and gathering necessary supplies. The senior class visited the Northern Westchester Community Center, Friends of Karen, the SPCA, My Second Home, and the Bedford Hill Elementary School. They planted flowers, organized school supplies, worked with the elderly, tutored students, walked and watched dogs, and even cleaned out a basement. Also, they built 2 garden boxes outside the library and worked on the new nature trail leading from the parking lot to Arcade Field. This is the second year for the Senior Day of Service. All in all, great day of service by all the seniors. I'm Kevin McCarroll for Harvey News. Let's throw it back over to Sasha and Mike.
Thank you, Kevin. Really wonderful stuff. Congratulations to Ms. Boltz. I believe next up, we will have Jackson and Ben Gata to talk about some Harvey sports and some hockey.
Okay.
Thank you very much, guys. And let's start with Harvey Sports. An excellent season for all our spring teams, but it's not over yet for boys rugby as they have 2 more games left and they have to win both of these games in order to go to the state championship in Syracuse. We wish them the best of luck in these 2 games and hope they can pull out the victories. Up next, we have girls lacrosse. For the 2nd straight year, they made it to the HVAL title game. Unfortunately, it was their 2nd straight loss. They lost 9-6 versus Watkinson. But Coach Yano said after the game, the girls played with pride, heart, and had a no-quit attitude. They made Watkinson earn every goal they scored. I'm positive that if there was another 5 minutes left on the clock, there would have been a different outcome. Congratulations to him on a great season. And let's move on to tennis, their 3rd straight HVAL title and their 4th straight year in the HVAL championship. Here's what Mr. Bernstein had to say about the team's success. This year, what would you say the secret to your success was? Was this year different than the last 2 years?
Well, it's different because the last few years we had Brent Feldman, who was undeniably the best player in the league, and so he was a real reason for our success. This year there wasn't anybody who really stood out. Alec Roslin was our number 1, and he was tremendous, but it was more of a team effort. There was just a lot of equal players coming together and playing really hard.
Now, speaking of team effort, you told me that you didn't give out any individual awards besides the coaches' awards.
Yeah.
What was your thinking behind that?
I just, as a coach, I couldn't give out individual awards. I mean, this is such a team, and it was such a strong team effort, everybody pulling for each other. It sounds like a cliche, but we were really bonded together as a team, and I could not in good conscience give an award to one particular player or any couple of players. I didn't want to single anybody out because that would take away from the concept of the team.
And once again, congratulations to tennis on a great season. And now girls rugby making some history. Julia, your first season, you guys scored in both of your games. What did that feel like? You guys have Harvey history.
You know, it was really exciting because this is our first year. All of us have never played rugby. None of us knew how the game worked. And from coming from preseason to just starting the game, and then our 2 games were against clubs that have been together for years and years and years. And having Ava Gurman and Isla Peredo both score a try in each game, it was really exciting. And it was a really great experience.
Well, we congratulate you guys on a great season. Now let's move on to pro hockey with Ben Gata. The Blackhawks and Kings, the Rangers. What's going on, Ben?
Well, first we have the Chicago Blackhawks, an offensive powerhouse, defending Stanley Cup champions. They're a great team, a great goaltender. You know, their crowd is just great. Everything about them, I mean, they definitely have the potential to win the Stanley Cup again. But I really want the Rangers to win, you know, especially because I'm from New York. And interestingly enough, they won the cup in 1940 and then 94. If you cross out 2 numbers in 1940, you get 94. And then from 1994, you cross out 2 numbers, you get 2014. So, you know, you just never know.
A weird pattern going on.
Weird pattern. And also, Martin St. Louis, after the death of his mother, Fran St. Louis, he just got it going. I mean, 5 goals in the last 7 games is incredible. 12 days ago, they were down 3-1 in the series to Pittsburgh, and now they're on a 6-game winning streak, leading 2 games to none, going back to New York. And, you know, if they win this, they're in the cup. So just, I mean, their goaltender's outstanding. It's great to see the Rangers play like this.
And Marty St. Louis has certainly made a big impact on the Rangers. And the Rangers did something. They made history here in Game 1 of those playoffs. They scored 7 goals, the first team since the 1980 Blackhawks to do that. Mike and Sasha, what's going on in the NBA?
NBA, the Heat actually defeated the Indiana Pacers last night to tie up the series 1-1 going back to Miami. So some momentum for LeBron and his team.
The Indiana Pacers, Lance Stevenson really showing up last night. 25 points, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. He's an absolute monster. You know, this season was a really big breakout year. Although Goran Dragic won Most Improved Player, I really wanted to see him win as well. But beside the Pacers, I believe the make or break factor for them will be Roy Hibbert. Roy Hibbert, will he perform in the playoffs? He always comes up big against the Heat, which is great. And so, how do you think he will play in the
Roy
series?
Hibbert, last night, his first double-double since March of 2014. So I think Hibbert definitely plays a big impact. Again, the Indiana Pacers were up for the majority of this game. The Miami Heat cut it to 4 in the 4th quarter, and then after that, LeBron James just took over.
They ended on a
again.
15-8 run, winning the game 87-83. LeBron carrying the team as usual.
And D-Wade as well. D-Wade, again, the veteran, just pulling it off. Again, what I want to talk about, LeBron James hitting a big 3 in the late going, and then again taking over, doing his usual, getting to the hoop, and hitting a big jumper to take the lead.
Definitely, and as you see here, he is the reigning MVP, 4-time MVP actually. So he's very impressive. We know he's great. He's going down in the Hall of Fame.
A little upsetting after KD actually won this year, but everyone kind of expected that. LeBron's not going to win every year, but again, although he didn't win MVP, he's looking to head back to the NBA Finals for the 4th year straight and get MVP in that round. So we'll see what happens.
Definitely. Next up, let's talk about the Thunder-Spurs matchup. The Thunder. Now, the big 3 were Serge Ibaka, Russell Westbrook, as you see here, and Kevin Durant. Unfortunately, one of those guys were taken out with an injury and will not play for the rest of the season. Serge Ibaka. He is a huge defensive presence. As you see, Tim Duncan with 25 points in the first game against them. Really noticing, Serge Ibaka missing. And he's just dominating now. They have no defensive presence against him.
OKC getting blown out in Game 1. They stuck with the Spurs for the majority of that game, and then, of course, the Spurs pulled away in the final minutes and blew out the Oklahoma City Thunder in San Antonio. So a rough game for the Thunder, but again, we're running low on time here. So, Sasha, I believe we have Julius Negris with weather.
Thanks, guys. We've had some warm weather for the past few days, but it is going to cool off towards the end of the week. And we do have some rain moving in to bring us that cool weather. Storms will come. We'll start around 4 o'clock today, and we'll continue into tomorrow. Tomorrow remains scattered storms, thunderstorms, maybe some light showers, and temperatures will drop into the 60s for the remainder of the week. Julia with the weather, and send back over to the guys.
Thank you, Julia.
I heard a possible heat up for Sunday, Julia.
Yeah, you're correct, actually. Temperatures will heat up into the 70s on Sunday with a beautiful day. So I'll be looking
Nice
forward to
day
it.
for a pool basketball
All
night.
right, Sash Dog. Hopefully we'll be there. All right, guys. I believe that's going to wrap up our show. Hopefully we will be back Tuesday. Unfortunately, we do not have enough time to do movies, but Sasha, hopefully Tuesday.
If not, we will see you guys next year. This has been Harvey Live. I'm Sasha Kenner.
I'm my good kind. Hopefully not so long for me. If I can come back Tuesday, I'll be at American University next year doing my thing over there. So thanks for having me this entire year, Sasha. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. Love you guys. Join us next year. Good night.